What heritage means to me is being open, honest, and accepting.
We take paths during our lives that take us in many different directions, and heritage created a path which was directly to family.
Heritage has really fundamentally enriched our family culture.
Right now in my life, heritage means all of this. Being surrounded by my family.
Heritage has done so much good for my family, and I feel so grateful to have it in my life.
This is not only being shared and passed amongst our family and building our relationships, but we're seeing it even beyond our family.
Taking these lessons and applying them in my everyday life to my clients, to other family members, to friends.
Probably the best thing about going to Heritage Week is that I get to meet relatives that I never even knew existed.
Heritage Foundation has allowed me to have an extended support system far greater than I would have ever had without it.
This makes me feel pretty good because I'm knowing that I can count on a larger group of people other than my family.
It also is just really fun. I love seeing my cousins. They're some of my best friends.
It's endlessly entertaining, laughs, lots of little adventures.
My favorite thing about Camp Jack Fine is being able to meet all of the people and cousins and uncles and so on that I would never actually have known.
Hanging out with all my cousins and wakeboarding.
I get to learn a lot about what's going on in my cousins' lives that I don't get to see very often.
The circle provides a standard platform of communication.
Through the protocols that we use at Heritage, my wife and I have learned to communicate on a more honest, open, and complete level than we ever have.
And it's really culminated into me being a better listener in not only my personal life, but also my career.
The depth of conversations and relationships is what I value most about Heritage.
The lessons I learned in communicating effectively, listening.
It's just set a different standard of how I kind of look at all of my relationships.
We're very, very lucky to be members of this group, to share our feelings and our love and our compassion.
The dinners where you can give back to people who mean a lot from you, the pass-it-ons where the grown-ups help out the kids.
Everyone sticks together and learns new things about different pass-it-ons.
I really like it because I get to just bond with all my cousins and get to be able to truly connect with them.
It created the ability for us to bond, to be honest with each other, to nurture this honesty.
Creates a really strong unity with my cousins and I.
It's just crazy to me how I have such intimate connections with everybody.
And when you combine all of that, those bonds and relationships ultimately get stronger, making the group more unified as a whole.
I've never been a part of something like this that is so authentic.
The trust I have with everybody.
This demand for honesty requires that I be honest with myself.
To see the evolution that we've all gone through over the last 8 years has really been amazing.
To me, heritage is always knowing that there's somebody out there that's caring for you and rooting for you, and not just one person, hundreds and hundreds of people.
Whether it be your highest high or your lowest low, there's someone there who's felt something similar.
So now my children have a great large circle of people to count on and see and grow up with and share tons of memories with.
And it's something that I've been able to see our kids grow with in their confidence.
I look forward to it continuing on so that my children and my children's children can enjoy it as well.
It's been a joy to be part of Heritage.
Have fun. Okay, Dad.
Hi, I'm Mida. I am Jim's sister's granddaughter, which puts me right into the middle of the family divide that he was talking about earlier, of why he built this so that the divide would never happen again between families. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the differences that I experience on both sides of the family. When I'm with the Heritage family, I trust that what I share, my feelings, my weaknesses, and my strengths, the person that I'm talking to is actually really listening to me and actually cares for me as an individual. When I'm with my granny's side of the family, I tend to put my guard up. I'm really careful with what words I use, and I'm definitely not comfortable with sharing what matters to me. Although we have fun together, our interactions tend to be centered around politics, religion, and reminiscing about the past, not what's going on in our lives right now. There's no depth, but they're leaning towards depth. They want that depth because they love the passion of talking about religion and politics. They sure do love that. And there's a lot of laughter because the problem is that when you do talk about the religion and the politics, it brings up emotions. But the laughter comes from nobody has the communication skills to talk about their emotions, so they joke. Joking is what they use to cover up the emotions. And we do laugh. We do have a lot of fun. On the other hand, when I leave the Heritage family, I always feel so empowered. I feel like I've been boosted up about, I'm only 5'3", but I feel like I'm 6 feet when I leave the Heritage family. Now I have to be careful here because the truth is I love both sides of the family. I do get tummy aches from laughing so hard with my granny's side, but I love the depth of the Heritage family. But I do believe that with these communication skills that I've learned and we practice in the Heritage family could strengthen my granny's side of the family. And the model that my Uncle Jim has developed seems totally foolproof to me. Any family can do this. It's completely and totally teachable. And I've experienced the power of good relationships with my Heritage family, and I choose to never settle for anything less from here on out.
I met my wife in September of 1995, and I met the rest of the Liautaud family 2 weeks later. And I've been together with them since then. Just a little bit about my own family background. I come from a very small family, but a very close family. And my mother is and her family are first-generation Americans from Greece, and we have a very large extended family of aunts, uncles, and cousins. Not all that different from this family. And I grew up very close to all of them. And when I reflect on where my relationships are with many of that extended family today versus where they are with this extended family today, there are kind of night and day differences in terms of how we've kind of grown either apart or together over time. There are a couple of things that Jim mentioned about the process that we go through that I think are really important to reinforce in terms of what we view as important. One is just the ritual of coming together on a regular basis, twice a year, the same times, and opening and closing with the same set of conversations as a group. And the second piece is the commitment that folks have within the group to actually participate and to buy into both the process but also the time commitment to actually be there. And it's tightly tied to the third part, which is the pull apart of geography can't be underestimated as well. And the fact that we're all able to come together from California to Cape Cod twice a year in a highly committed way over a long period of time is really quite amazing.